Welcome, everyone. Good to see everyone today. So, Buju, anangi kwe indigo, iskwaga miwisaga iganing and dunjaba makwandi dem. So, my Ojibwe name is Star Woman. I'm from the Red Lake Nation, and I'm very grateful to be practicing today with a view of our beautiful Red Lake in the background. I'm Bear Clan. My English name is Elizabeth. And today I wanted to share just a few little pieces of knowledge that I've come across about breath, and breath in terms of using our breath to ground us. Breath is a healing tool, and something that is so wonderful about our breath is that it's something that is with us all of the time. You know, we don't need a gym for it. We don't need anything special. It's within us. It's right here with us. And something one of my teachers was explaining about, just about our own spirituality in general, is that he said, everything that you have is within you. It's right there. All the knowledge, all of the knowledge that our ancestors have passed down to us, it's within us. And so our breath is also a piece of that. And so our breath is with us all of the time. And it is something that we can tap into in order to ground ourselves, in order to connect spiritually, in order to connect with the world around us as well. And so today I wanted to connect our breath with our movement. And so to do so, let's come to our mats. I'm going to take my socks off, even though it's a little bit chilly here. Not sure where you guys are practicing from, but I'm in upper Minnesota and it's pretty cold, but I'll warm up a little bit. So coming to equal standing pose, you can sit as well. We'll just begin by tapping into our breath. So standing, with your feet planted about equal distance apart. If you're sitting, you can just acknowledge where your sits bones are making contact with the earth. Feel where your body is making contact with the earth. Under your feet, your sits bones. Just depending on how you feel comfortable, if you would like to soften your gaze to the floor or even close your eyes if that is something that feels comfortable to you. Just noticing what it feels like on our inhale and our exhale. And even just noticing if your tongue is touching the top of your mouth. Sometimes a good placement for it as you breathe. For this practice, if it is available to you, to continue breathing in and out through your nose. So we'll begin connecting our breath to our movement by using our arms. So bring your arms to either side of you, palms facing out or up towards the ceiling. And we'll invite you to inhale, bring your arms overhead. Then interlock your fingers and press your hands up to the ceiling. And then on your exhale, bring your hands back down. I'll do this for a few rounds. Inhale, bring your arms overhead. Locking those fingers, stretching up. On your exhale, bring your hands back down to your sides. Continuing to inhale, bring your arms up. slow, even inhale. Exhale. Nice, slow, even breath. But one more time in this fashion. Okay. Continuing to use our arms to connect our breath with our movement with our arms. This time we'll bring our arms up with our palms facing down, kind of a loose. And as you exhale, bring your palms forward. Just slowly, gently in this fashion, almost like you're painting. So inhale, almost like your wings are coming open to the sides. On your exhale, like you're painting your hands on a canvas in front of you. Your gaze can come up towards the ceiling on your inhale, following your hands if you like. Just pausing with your arms at either sides. Just a moment, we'll do one more arm movement with our breath. So this time with your palms facing up, like you have something you're offering on your inhale. And your exhale, palms facing down this time. Inhale, like you have something you're offering in front of you. Palms facing down on your exhale. This 2 more times. And I want to give the option of using a chair for support. So if you do have a chair, I'm going to grab mine up here. So we're going to do a few forward folds. I wanted to just demonstrate one of the ways that we can do a forward fold using a chair. And if you're seated and you want to stay seated, you can do that as well. Bring your arms to your sides. Preparing for your forward fold. Inhale, bring your arms overhead. Exhale, hinging at the waist. Bring your hands in front of you. You have a chair, you can use it as support. Just bringing your upper body down, bending forward, letting your head be soft and relaxed. Feeling the stretch in your hamstrings. Your upper body be as relaxed as possible. You're ready. Back up. Bring your arms back overhead. Your hands back at your sides. So if you want to continue using a chair, if you have one, or just standing or seated, whichever feels most comfortable to you. Looks good, folks. Come into another forward fold. Bring your arms overhead on your inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Letting your upper body be as relaxed as possible. Your knees can be bent a little. Just bring your hands close to the floor as possible. It's a gentle forward fold. Next inhale, we'll halfway lift. Gaze comes forward a bit. Body is perpendicular at a 90-degree angle. Sink back down into your forward fold. Bring your fingertips to the mat. We'll come down to our first down dog. You decide how you would like to transition. Slowly walking your feet back. Or if you're seated, perhaps your knees first. Walking your feet back. Gently pressing through your hands. Come deeper into your forward, into your down dog. Walking your dog, bring your right and left heels up. Into the stretch. Deeper. Pressing through your hands. Inhale, we'll prepare to come to up dog. Inhale. As you exhale, shifting forward. Down or up dog. Okay. Bring your legs all the way down to the mat if you like. Breathing into the stretch, continuing to connect your breath to your movement. Gently engaging those toes. Slowly pressing back up to down dog. Breathing through your movement. Next inhale, prepare to come back into up dog. Slowly shifting your body forward. Shoulders away from your ears. Bring your legs all the way down to the mat if you like. Looking forward, looking up. Breathing in and out. And again, engaging your toes. Back to down dog one more time. Sinking down, pressing through your hands. Even putting a little bend in your knees if that feels good. Breathing into the stretch. Find that openness in your shoulders. Gently. Body forward, coming into up dog. One last time. Perhaps bring your legs all the way down to the mat, shoulders away from your ears. Gazing forward, feeling that stretch in your lower back. And if it ever becomes too intense, you can always come out of the pose, maybe coming into child. Feels good. And we will all be back in child's pose in just a moment. Perhaps widening your legs, pressing back to child's pose. Okay. Breathing into your, feeling that space in your upper back, in your back body. When we're in child's pose, this is a great opportunity to focus on our back breathing. So just feeling that space in your back body as you inhale. And exhale. Doing this one more time. Gently back up. Feet in a tabletop position. Knees directly underneath your hips. Hands directly underneath your shoulders. This time we'll come into a few cat-cow, connecting our breath with our movement once again. So inhale, coming down to cat to cow. Sorry, gaze comes forward. On your exhale, arching your back, bring your shoulders up. Go through a few movements like this. Inhale, coming into cow. And exhale, letting all that air out. More times. Inhale. And exhale. You'd like to get some more movements on your side body. Even bringing your right, bring your gaze to the right, your right hip to the right. Same thing on your left side. Back, kneading back in tabletop. We'll prepare for a twist to the right, making sure our left hand is planted on the mat. Inhale. As we exhale, bringing our right arm open to the right. Perhaps bringing our right hand to the small of our back. As we exhale, come back, bring our right hand back to the mat. Pausing for a moment in our neutral tabletop position, preparing for a spinal twist to the left. Sure our right hand is planted on the mat. Inhale. As we exhale, we're opening our left shoulder up to the sky. And then perhaps bringing our left hand and just placing it on the small of our back. That feels good. Bring our left hand down to meet our right, back to tabletop. A few leg stretches behind us. Making sure our shoulders are in alignment with our hands directly underneath our shoulders, our knees underneath our hips. First, elongating your right leg, propping it up behind you. Hips are nice and square. If it feels good to lift your right leg, you can. We'll do a few pulses. Toe is engaged, toe is flexed. Pulse to count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly bring your leg back down. Bring your right knee back to meet your left. Do the same thing on our left side. So elongating our left leg behind us, flexing our left toe. If it feels all right to lift our left leg up into the air, we'll do 5 pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slowly bring it back down. Bring your left knee back to meet your right top. One more time, we'll come to child's pose from here. Bring your knees open. Inhale. As you sink down, exhale. Continue to breathe into that back body as you're in this position. This position gives us that wonderful opportunity to feel the space in our back body. Back up to tabletop. I'm going to bring my camera down closer to me since I don't have my microphone, so that way you guys can still hear me. So making sure you're in your tabletop position. Okay. All right. So bringing yourself to seated. You can sit long ways on your mat if you like. Bring your sits bones directly underneath you, sitting up nice and tall. Bring your attention back to your breath. We'll come into a forward fold. Just bring your legs outstretched in front of you. Arms at your sides, sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, bring your arms overhead. Exhale, hinging forward with a flat back. And just bring your arms close to your legs. Continue to breathe in and out. Just notice on your inhale, you can prepare to sink a little deeper. And on that exhale, just sinking a little bit deeper into your stretch. Good job, guys. Every inhale, just preparing. And on your exhale, seeing if you can sink just slightly more into the stretch. Your next inhale, preparing to sit up. And on that exhale, slowly walking your hands back up. Okay. So next we'll bring our right leg crossing in front of us. Left leg is outstretched. Arms at our sides. Inhale, bring your arms overhead. And hinging forward just to our left leg this time. Seeing if there's a little bit more give. We're able to sink down a little bit deeper into the stretch from here. Every inhale, preparing, and on your exhale, maybe just sinking down a little deeper. Your next inhale, prepare to come all the way up to sitting up. On your exhale, bring your body all the way up to seated. And staying in that position, I'm just going to shift so you can see me a little bit better. With your left leg outstretched. And first our hips were facing our outstretched leg. So this time we're going to open our right shoulder, open our right hip. And so our hips are probably about, I guess our leg is at 45-degree angle to where our hips are. So inhale, bring your arms overhead. Exhale, we will sink down, bringing our right arm, bringing it towards that outstretched leg with an open shoulder, open body. From here, we can feel our side body, this openness, this space, and we'll breathe into that space in our right side body. You can bring your arm behind you if that feels good. Feeling that space in our right side body. On your next inhale, preparing to come back up. Exhale, sitting back up. Okay, with our outstretched leg, keeping that just right where it is, bringing your left leg and crossing it over your right. Or if we need to bring it just right in front of us, if that movement isn't all the way there, just bringing it so it's propped up in front of you or crossed over. Hips are square to the front. You will be preparing for a spinal twist to the left towards the knee that is up. So inhale, bring your arms overhead. Exhale, twisting towards that knee and just kind of hooking it with your right elbow. And your left fingertips come behind you, propping yourself up, gazing over your left shoulder. Continuing to breathe into the stretch. Your next inhale, just preparing to come back to neutral. And on your exhale, coming back forward to neutral. We'll do the same thing on our other side. So this time with our right leg outstretched. Left leg is down on the mat in front of us. With our hips square to our right leg. We'll sink down into this stretch. Inhale, bring your arms overhead. Exhale, folding forward towards that right outstretched leg. Every inhale, just preparing to sink down a little bit deeper on your exhale. Next inhale, preparing to sit back up. Your exhale, slowly walking your hands back up to seated or sitting up. So this time we're opening our left shoulder and our left hip. And our leg is about at a 45-degree angle to where we're facing in front of us. Bringing our right hands, you could just lay it on your right leg. So inhale, bring your left arm up above you. On your exhale, just tilting towards that outstretched leg, opening up that left side body. And again, if this feels good, you can keep your arm open above you, or you can bring it to the small of your back behind you. And as you inhale, just acknowledge and notice the space on your left side body. Next inhale, preparing to come back into neutral. And on your exhale, slowly coming up. Okay. So next we will bring our right leg, crossing it over our left in front of us, or just propping it up in front of us. Come into a spinal twist, this time to the right. So facing your legs that are in front of you. Inhale, bring your arms overhead. Exhale, twisting towards that knee. And then just hugging it with your left elbow, bringing your right fingertips behind you. Sitting up nice and tall. Breathing in and out into the stretch. Next inhale, preparing to come back into neutral. So you exhale, coming back to neutral. Bringing your legs out, stretched in front of you. We'll kind of windshield wiper our legs, bringing your hands just propped up behind you like so. We'll slowly windshield wiper our legs from left to right. Getting some movement in our hips. Continuing to breathe in and out. Okay, we'll prepare for a hip opener. So bring our left leg in a 90-degree angle in front of us, or as close to a 90-degree angle as we can get. And if you have blocks and you want to give yourself a little support, you can underneath that left knee. And then bringing your right knee and crossing it over at a 90-degree angle right over that left, and flexing your toes to protect your knees. Sitting up nice and tall. And although this looks like a very passive pose, I feel it already in my hips. And wherever you need to bring your legs, if you need to bring them in a little closer, you can. Just keeping your legs kind of one on top of the other. So sitting up nice and tall, breathing into this stretch. Perhaps focusing on your inhale, breathing directly into that space in your hip flexors. And on that exhale, just letting go of some tension that you might be feeling. Slowly bring your legs back to that windshield wiper stretch again so we can prepare for the same pose on the other side. But first we'll get just a little bit of movement. Legs outstretched in front of you, hands propped up behind you. Just windshield wiper your legs a few times. Okay, so preparing with our right leg outstretched at a 90-degree angle in front of us. Toe is flexed to protect that right knee. Crossing that left leg over our right, toe is flexed. Sitting up nice and tall. Every inhale, breathing into that stretch directly around your hips. As you exhale, just letting go. Even letting go of some tension that we may have been holding on to or that our hips were holding on to. Slowly coming out of the stretch. We'll do the windshield wipers one more time. Legs outstretched, windshield wiper from one side to the other. Okay, so we'll come back to our mats. We'll start out in tabletop to prepare to get into child's pose. I wanted to give a few different options and ways we can come into our child's pose. So hands directly underneath your shoulders. This time bring your knees out to the sides of your mat. Toes touching behind you, so your legs are kind of like a triangle to your knees. And slowly bring your hips down. Bringing your forehead down to the mat. From here, again, just acknowledging your back body and that space that has been created.
Maybe even intentionally breathing into that space. And one way you can bring your arms on either sides of your legs, if you want to try this placement. And another way, bring your elbows, just propping them up on either side of your head. Maybe just giving yourself a hug, kind of closing that circle of energy. Bring your hands directly behind your neck. Continuing to breathe into that back body. When you're ready, bring back up to tabletop. Just a moment. Knees directly underneath your hips. Hands directly underneath your shoulders. And this time we're going to bring our knees actually all the way together. And our legs are together behind us. We're going to slowly press back. Sometimes this is a little bit tricky if there's some tension in our ankles or anywhere in our legs. If we can sit back on our legs like so, we'll start here. Then bringing your hands and kind of cupping them on your feet. Bring your forehead in front of you. All right, preparing for rabbit pose. Bring yourself into a tight little ball. With your forehead on the mat in front of you, we're slowly going to lift our bum, and keeping our hands connected to our heels. It's a wonderful stretch for our thyroid, compressing our abdominal area for digestion and all those organs in there. Inhale, exhale, slowly come out of the pose, bring your bum back down, back to sitting up, perhaps rolling your shoulders. We'll do this one more time. Rabbit pose, one more time. So bring your hands to your heels, tucking your head, bringing your forehead to the mat right in front of you, tucking your arms on either sides of your legs. And slowly lifting up from your bum. Breathing in and out. And gently coming back down. Your hands back in front of you. Nice cleansing breath in and out. We'll prepare for Shavasana now. So coming back to whatever pose feels most comfortable. If you are seated and that feels most comfortable, you can do so. If you want to come all the way back to your mat, you can, laying down completely. You can do so by holding onto your knees and just vertebrae by vertebrae, engaging your core, coming all the way down, nice and slow. Outstretching your legs, arms outstretched. If you have a blanket you'd like to cover yourself up, you can. Giving yourself this opportunity to rest and rebuild after the work that it has done in this practice. Just remaining here for as long as you need to. If you are ready, bring some movement back to your body. You can maybe wiggling your fingers and toes. Maybe gently rocking your head from side to side. And bring yourself from one side or the other. Just staying in fetal position for a moment. Gently bringing yourself back up to seated if you are ready. Just sitting up nice and tall. Closing out your practice in a way that feels good to you. I recently was reading a book about one of the interpretations of Namaste. And I always understood Namaste to be the light within me recognizes the light within you. And I heard another description of it that I liked as well, which read, the one who is in you, the one who is in me, the one who is among many. I'm grateful for that. So namaste, miigwech. Thank you for joining me today